Hey folks, John here once again. Thank you for tuning in and welcome back to This Will My Take, where the headlines meet real talk. How you guys doing, folks? I hope you're having a great week and you're taking care of yourself and your loved ones. Please do think about helping the platform to grow. Hit that subscribe button, smashing the like, and turn your notification button on so that whenever I do drop something, you be the first to get notified. Now let's get right into it, folks. Now I told you guys that there's a whole lot to unpack from the surrounded recent Jubilee debate hosted by Surrounded with Mehdi Hasan, a great man in his work, doing his best to bring the truth to the light. And 20, yes, we all know, I don't want to call them far right. I just want to call them extremist American teens and kids who think that they do understand what politics is, but they are living in their own twilight zone. I want to keep talking about this character, man, this guy called Ritchie. And, I'm going to keep breaking this Jubilee conversation so that we should actually see and understand where the minds of the American youth who chose to go that direction really are. The tribal nature of the allegiance is like emotions over reasoning. And this guy, it goes by the name Ritchie, man. One of the funniest thing is, it turns out that all of these folks arguing, they really are not that smart. I mean, I don't want to call them dumb or retard, I don't want to say that, you feel me? But it does, you say if it quacks like a duck, bro, it is a duck. So there is this part of this conversation that this young fella had with Mehdi Hasan, and it was all about, the question was all about Donald Trump supports, Donald Trump is pro-crime and pro-criminal. However, the conversation swirled, and for some weird reason, this European settler descendant uttered the stupidest thing I've ever heard him say. He said he is a Native American. Let's watch this video.
US. I don't know where you're at in the UK. You're from India, so I don't really...
I'm not from India.
Oh, sorry, your parents are from India, so...
I'm an American
citizen. You have
citizen.
your own stakes.
I'm an American, you know.
You're an American citizen?
Yes.
Okay, fair enough. I don't know how you got that, but fair enough. Here's the thing.
Are you an American citizen?
Absolutely.
Okay.
But here's the thing.
Not sure how you got that, but okay.
Born here.
Okay.
Born here, and my family lineage is settlers from the 1500s, so I have some stake in the claim here, okay?
But you're
a little different
But you're
than
a
yours.
descendant of immigrants. Settlers.
I didn't know.
Colonialists.
Yeah,
You
colonials.
don't look very Native American to me.
I am Native American. Whites are Native Americans. What are you
Sorry,
talking about?
you're not.
What are you talking about?
You're
Whites
not.
are Native Americans.
Really?
I think
What was happening before the 1500s?
I think you're getting confused with it.
I don't mind going on a tangent, but what was happening before the 1500s?
Calm down. I think you're getting...
What was happening before the 1500s?
There was indigenous people here that came here from Asia.
Do you know what indigenous means?
Listen, before
Indigenous
America...
people can't come from somewhere else.
Why do you ask a question if you're going to interrupt?
I'm not sure if you know what the meaning of indigenous means.
I do know what it means. It means
sound
they
like it.
came here first, right? They came here from Asia by way of land bridge. Have an argument with Neil deGrasse Tyson or anybody else about that. I don't care.
Is he an American?
I genuinely don't care. Yes, he is.
Okay.
So,
check.
Well, folks, welcome back. It's weird that right up to now, let me just say this. Do you know there are still some descendants of European settlers in America who truly did not understand that they came here as settlers? Do you know that there are still some white folks, the youths of today, especially those that are swaying towards this far right thing, they do not understand that they are actually immigrants on this land, that there were actually people who lived here way, way before them. Now, let's break down that video a little bit. The first thing, this guy, of course, he tried to derogatory approach, saying that Mr. Mehdi Hasan is Indian, right after Mr. Mehdi Hasan had told him he is from the United Kingdom. His parents came from India. But this man, just because it's all about his emotion, it's all about, he's dumb. He didn't think about it, but he tried to sound like, oh, you are from India, blah, 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 blah. I mean, there's nothing wrong from coming from India. But get the facts straight. Like I said, all these extremist views, all this tribal nonsense, all this us against them, they argue with emotions and not reasoning. So that being said, and then he goes and he says that he is native to America.
I am Native American.
And he goes and says, oh, there are whites that are Native Americans. And I heard all of them in the background clapping. It just goes to show that these are a bunch of emotionally weak people who think that just because they believe in this us against them theory, they are right. It just goes to show that all of them are dumb as a rock. Now let me say this. He mentioned that he's Native American. Ladies and gentlemen, let me say this. We all know the truth. We all know that Native Americans inhabited this land that is called United States today. They Americas. Let me not limit it to the United States, because from Canada all the way down to South America, like Brazil, Argentina, this was the land for native, what we call native, like Indian Americans, the indigenous people. You feel me? And for this man to claim that he is native, and then right after being corrected, he said that his family came here from the 1600s. And Mehdi asked him, what was happening before the 1600s? It's the same thing like everywhere, folks. These guys go around and start thinking that, oh, they own this land just because they came here as settlers. We are seeing what is happening in Palestine today, because in a couple of years to come, this is the same situation that happened to America, the Indians. Now, Native Americans refers to the indigenous people of the United States, the original inhabitants of the land before the European colonization. These include tribes, nations, and cultures with distinctive languages and history and tradition. Native American reminds me of what's happening in Africa today with different tribes and clans and everything. So the term also includes the Alaska Native. Let me just say this. In the broader spectrum, sometimes Native Hawaiians too are native. They are technically, because they later are Polynesians, okay? Now let me say this. If this young fella doesn't know, Native Americans are not migrants. They are not immigrants to America. Your folks migrated from Europe to America. So you are a descendant of an immigrant. So stop trying to act holy and thou, because if you understood your ancestry, you will be smart. But hey, once again, these folks are not smart like that. And if you are not, this man Ritchie, you don't look like somebody from one of these tribes. There are a couple of tribes that existed in America before the European came. The Navajo tribe or the Diné tribe, like we're talking about Southwest, like Arizona and Mexico. If you're not part of that, you don't even look like that. And then we had the Apache, like the Southwest, Arizona, New Mexico, and the Texas. The Cherokee, man, the Southeastern U.S., Georgia and Tennessee, the Iroquois Confederacy. We talk about those that were in Northeast, like the New York folks in New York, Pennsylvania. We talk about the Sioux, the people of Lakota, Dakota, Nakota, man. Those people in the Great Plains. Yes, we talk about the Dakota and Montana. Those were those who came from that part. The Cheyenne, like from the the Great Plains of Wyoming, Montana. The Comanches, those from the southern plain, the Texas, Oklahoma. We can talk about the Pueblo, the people from Southwest. You talk about New Mexico, people from, like, talk about the tribe of the Hopi tribe, people from Arizona, the Southwest, the Ojibwe, the Chippewa tribe, man, Great Lakes, Minnesota, Wisconsin, the Blackfoot, people from Montana, Canada, like the Northern Plains, the Shoshone. We can talk about all these great tribes. And this fool sits up here and tells the world his ignorance that he is Native American and that whites are Native Americans. Folks, the world is complicated. We will keep talking about it. And let me just say this. Sometimes these folks, we need to understand that these far extremists, these people with these radical thoughts, they do not argue with reason and with logic. They just want to be heard. They just want to be in control. They just want to feel like they command the whole room. Whereas ignorance is what we saw from this, man. Folks, stay blessed and do not forget to hit that subscribe button, smash the like.